Yeah, you cut off for a bit, but I know you were asking about menstrual blood.
Yeah, and that was the second part to the question. The first part was children and psychedelics, and then we can get onto the blood stuff.
Children and psychedelics. Well, the interesting thing that I'm finding, like there's so many topics around that, but what I'm finding is the souls that are choosing to come through this planet during this time are requiring the mothers and the families to level up a bit before they enter this realm. I've seen it in my own journey. Like I prefer to journey, take the psilocybin while I'm on my menstrual cycle because a woman is in her natural state of shamanism during that time. You know, so I kind of like to complement the medicine with that. And that was in my 12-gram journey, actually, that I was like setting at a portal of souls, like a birth portal, and they were communicating different things, but finding that, you know, they're requiring, again, just our consciousness and the consciousness of our womb to be elevated before these children enter. For women to rid their womb of the molestation or the birth trauma of, you know, could have been a miscarriage or certain things before. Like the womb has a consciousness all its own with the blood. And not just menstrual blood. There's theories that say all blood is menstrual blood, you know, because when that woman is pregnant, she isn't bleeding out, but there's this baby forming inside of her, and that blood goes to nourish and certain things within that womb space. So all blood is menstrual blood, you know. Again, it can be said as such. But what I find is that blood is such a unique substance, and I don't think there's even enough. It's kind of like, who is God? You know, we could talk about that for ages. So when it deals with the blood, it's such a unique, dynamic, powerful substance, you know, just like a man's semen. But it takes actually those mushrooms to come in contact with that blood before it can do anything. You see what I'm saying? So how does it know what to go in there and do for you, what needs to be cleansed, certain memories and things that come up for you? It has to come in contact with that bloodstream, right? So that's how those ancestors and certain spiritual gifts and things that you may have learned many lifetimes ago, it has to come in contact with that blood. But that blood, again, carries the divine blueprint that us as divine feminine beings have. So it's very important that we cultivate this medicine, that we use it with our partners, that we again, use it for ourselves and just preparing the space when we are giving birth to children. So I think it kind of starts there, you know, as far as women who are even taking the substances before the baby is actually even, before it's born yet, introducing the substances to embryos and fetuses and even the little cells that are in there beginning to form fingers and toes. It's like they already need to be inoculated with the medicine, you know. Why you laugh?
Because I know the terminology, man, and I love it. And then start the colonization process, yeah?
Yes, this is serious business. So when you, this may be something off, but you know, here in Jamaica, I'm in this new house in this neighborhood, and there's this baby that cries, and it's like, I always say, there go my little crying baby. But there's something inside of me that wants to go knock on these people's door and hold this child. I'm like, I'm gonna get my little crying baby some bubbles, or just maybe it's something about me and I can hold this baby to my heart to nurture it or soothe it. But then there's also that part of me that's like, is somebody molesting this child? Did this child grow in a womb that was damaged or sad, or did this baby even want to be born? You know, I have this thing, and it may sound horrible, but when people do these dastardly things, I always say those are abortion babies. Some people were not wanted. So they were carried in a depressed womb, in a disappointed womb. You got people who the man has tried to kick the baby out of them, women falling downstairs, drinking all kind of toxic substances, and guess what? The babies still thrive, and they come through the portal anyway. You know, so again, there's certain things that some of us are not even aware of. You know, that's like me, and I'll say the domestic violence that my mother endured. I don't remember it consciously. I was still young, but who's to know if he was kicking her ass while I'm inside of the womb? You know what I'm saying? So here I am growing up and have had, again, I've had to do a lot of work with the medicine to get over my anger and disappointment and grief again and abandonment issues and things with men. So again, now that we know that we've been through some shit, and we're bringing babies into this world and we're birthing them into white hands or in the hands of our oppressor who already think negatively about us and how our body looks, or if a woman has a sin, or here's another black nigga being born into society, and there's the ones receiving these babies crowned into their hands with their thoughts, with their vibrations, with their immunizations, with their circumcision, with babies not getting the first hour of skin to skin, or the mother just simply not being supported and nurtured the way a woman should be supported and nurtured during birth. So we're not realizing the impact that this trauma and different things are having on the babies, especially when we breastfeed it into our baby's blood. You know, so when women reach out about birth work and psilocybin, again, I point them back directly into themselves. Only you really know what you need. You know, I'm just an outside reflection to kind of bounce some of these things off, or maybe it resonates for you, maybe it doesn't, you know, but some of the babies do need it. They do. You know, I have a 7-year-old, well, she's 8 years old now. She went through some difficulties with her hearing. And, you know, I had a procedure done. She has ear tubes put in, but sometimes she just still seems a little off a little bit to me, just a little bit, because she was trying to adjust to her loss of hearing, you know. So I haven't done it yet, and I'm considering like introducing the psilocybin just to recalibrate her. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's me, that's my child. I know what's best. I could ask 10 people, they say, oh God, no, she's 8 years old. Oh God, I'm going to call CPS. Like, how you're the worst mother. How could you do that? So again, it's about that authenticity and tuning in with the divine and your original blueprint. We've always been the cultivators of medicine and distributing it out. But now you have Rick Doblin and all these people who I really don't know for real who they are. I'm on a whole nother different channel here, but it's like, where did these male experts come from about how to give birth and what's best for a woman? And now you see the culture of birth. Like the US is in the top 10 for infant and maternal mortality with all their fancy gadgets and doctors and hospitals and sterile this and that. Those black women, those mammies, those grand midwives never lost a child. You know, some of them birthed thousands of babies that never lost a child, and those children became their children. Our grandmothers are supposed to be carrying our baby, you know, helping us birth our babies, our aunties. Babies don't need formula. If you have problems, there's certain herbs you can take, or you have a sister or a cousin who's nursing and lactating that your baby is supposed to go to still get that human milk and still get that love and that divine feminine energy and things that we've been cut away from. Even with the placenta, with me doing the placenta encapsulation, they cut that cord so fast, it's still pulsating. I didn't know. It even has like a heartbeat. After that baby is born, mom is on the chest, placenta is inside. You can put your finger on that umbilical cord and feel it. Boop, 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 boop. Still supplying oxygen, still supplying blood, and for me, still supplying that spiritual DNA that you need. Wait a minute, they just cut it? Well, what's going on? What didn't I get? So again, these medicines, the divine blueprint that carries all this knowledge and information, can give us back everything that we've been lost there, that we've lost. How powerful is that?
Oh so man, that's just a little gem out of the treasure box.
I'm getting all the shit they took from me. You heard me?
I feel you, man. Let's do this, man.
Yes.
Oh, sis, man. Like again, it's opening up more dialogue, more conversation. But I know, you know, we committed to doing a certain time. You've got your young one there too, and we could just do this all day. And it's daytime where you are, but it's nighttime where I'm at. And
oh yeah, that's why you were yawning.
All of that, yeah. And like, have I lost you again? Oh man.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. You know, you're the third one I've done back to back today, man. I don't know what I was attempting to do when I subscribed to just connecting with people, and I was like, yeah, this is, you know, but this was what it was about, you know, this is what it was about. And what I've gathered is, like I said before, sis, I think we just need to just re-up on second edition. And we just need to connect anyway, stay connected. And if we talk slop and we can document it, then it will just come in all forms, shapes and sizes. And it might be a 10-minute convo. But I definitely would like to explore this more. I think it's, you know, because, yeah, it's important. I have two daughters, man. They're, you know, they're in womanhood. They're moving through womanhood, you know. And I know there's not many elders in our community that hold this knowledge and hold the wisdom able to impart onto them. So them to be hearing it from their father more than, you know, other women in the community, and it's like, I bang on it. I'm the one who's banging on it. But, you know, it's like there's other women. It's like, hold on a minute, you know, this is, you know, deeper than just, you know, my children not being aware of this. Maybe my mother doesn't know of this. Maybe my grandmother isn't aware of this. You know, these are, you know, they hold, I know they hold the mysteries, but, you know, it's fragmented, so to speak. So it's crucial that the likes of yourself, especially in combination with the plants and the psilocybin, can bring insight into what this is in a beautiful, floral, exciting, manageable way. Because some people, they switch off. You know, this is just like, once you mention blood, women, vaginas, all that type of stuff, it's like, nah, this is not for the internet. And, so I'm glad that you're comfortable sharing. I know you do, because you've done it before. And I'm sure that at the breaking convention, for example, where you only got, you know, you get 20 minutes to half an hour to share. And then, you know, at art, the one that we done, I can't remember, you maybe had 40 minutes to an hour to share. And yeah, we just got to create more platforms so you can share more, so we can get more of this out there. And as I said, simply because I know still to this day, was it, you know, 4 years ago now? 3 years ago?
3 years ago,
3 years ago, yeah. And but to this day, as I said, somebody mentioned it today, it's like, I remember her. She spoke on this, simply because nobody else was speaking on that stuff there. And I said, it's interesting they brought that up, because I've been talking a lot about the blood mysteries in general, of, you know, just ancient traditions and stuff. And the menstrual blood comes up, you know, as part of that. There's particular rites and practices that involve blood, animal blood, human blood. And I've just been exploring what all that's about. And because a big part of that is that, you know, well, a big part of that I've looked into has been that feminine mysteries, and then speaking to other sisters and women, and it just being like, oh, this, and there's some women who are comfortable with this and are willing to speak. Yeah.
That's our power, you know, that's our superpower.
Yeah, man. And I've got a Cody of mine who recently put out some information regarding menstruation and religion and stuff like that. And, you know, they've been challenged and attacked with, you know, what they're trying to support and shit. I'm like, yeah, we're obviously we're still there. Just like with race, we're still in certain places and positions where we could have moved on beyond that. But I think it's all going to happen through communication and talking shit, basically. You know, that's what. So at the conferences, like you said, some of the big wigs and the big figures, they may not be talking and having these types of discussions, or if they are, they're trying to talk about how they can control and monopolize and manipulate in some ways. So I just want to be able to have these open discussions, no agendas, let's just talk shit, let's get it out there, let's see how the people receive this. And definitely, I'm sure people are going to find out more, because we just touched on some stuff. There's a lot more we want to uncover, but people are going to want to find out who you are, how to get hold of you, and let's just start getting that going, man. I don't know if you've got a website ready, you know, your Instagram and your Facebook, and let people know where you are, how to find you.
Thank you. So you want me to put it out there?
Put it out there, man. Put it out there. Okay. You put it out there.
Well, I'm the Entheogenic Midwife. On Facebook, it's Omolewa, Omolewa, Entheogenic Midwife. On Instagram, I'm Sweet Serenity Company. I have a Sweet Serenity Company Facebook page as well. My website is sweetserenityco.weebly.com. I'm on WhatsApp. I'm available. I always say I'm available anytime, day or night. You have to kind of watch that, but there's some people who need someone to hold space for them. So I don't put it out there like that, because some people can monopolize your time, but I'm here. I do consulting for $45 an hour. You can set that up through the website as well, or just give me a call. You know, I love to assist people on their journey of healing and transformation and getting clarity and ways to prepare themselves. Again, the book will be out later on this year. about some spiritual care practices and self-care practices as it relates to psilocybin. You know, that's that.
Thank you, sis. Again, there's more coming up, so there's a lot more to discuss. Definitely. I'm gonna have to go back over this and make my notes because I made some notes, but because of the disconnection a few times, it's like I just lost track and just got into the conversation. So there's some more stuff that's coming up definitely. So yes, you know, because all just your work, the website and what's there and what, you know, yeah, we got to get it all out there, man. Let the people know how to access all the services as well, you know. But the first point is just go check out the website, go check out the sisters' work. You've got some stuff online. So I know that you've definitely got some interviews, some talks on YouTube, at least that people can go check out.
Some things, and then I started the Entheogenic Midwife podcast, which I was experiencing some difficulty, so that kind of fell off. Baba told me to switch to the Blog Talk Radio platform, and I'm like, no, I like Anchor. So then when it blew up in my face, now I'm like, okay, once I do this thing again, I got to listen to Baba and do the Blog Talk Radio, you know, but there's a podcast that has some shows and just some topics about what entheogenic midwifery is and a few guests and just pretty much it's a divine feminine portal about the psilocybin and consciousness and healing and family and different things and not just mushrooms, you know, gardening and, you know, again, and you're inspiring me again. I'm like, I got to get up on my podcast again, you know, so thank you for the reflection. And yeah, I'm here for it all, Darren, you know that.
Yeah, man. Well, sis, I truly hope that we could combine forces and just keep the fire burning, as they would say there in JA as well. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like just make sure the family stick together. As I said, you know, I had reasons prior to us, you know, me knowing and being aware that you're in Jamaica and just the connections and like so we've got allies out there that are connecting the dots and spreading the spores. So I've got no doubts that, you know, in the near, if not distant future, you know, yeah, magic's gonna happen, man, and we'll continue to happen. So
yes, I'm looking forward to coming. Yeah, I'll be quick. I'm looking forward to coming to London soon. Like, I'm jealous. I see you doing your thing all over the place and classes and workshops and, you know, I want to be down.
Yeah, no, don't get it twisted. I'm busting down these doors, and I know how to keep the doors open. Don't get it twisted. I know how to keep the doors open and be like, you know, you used to go to a dance back in the day, and you had to sneak in the back door, and it just takes one man to pay to go in, and then he opens the back door, and everybody can come. Yeah, if I've got to pull it off like that, that's how we move out here, man. But
well, thank you for your work and your power and your energy. I know you've given a lot of yourself today, so rest, and I love you. And the family, and we'll be in touch soon.
For sure, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. Love to everybody out there, man. And I hope to be there soon. That's what I want to be.
Yes, you will.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, peace. Later.